Last spring, I completed my lean bulk, and it was time to go into a cut. There was a buzz around the remake of the movie Roadhouse, and Jake Gyllenhaal had gotten in a phenomenal condition for the movie, so I set my sights on achieving that same level of shred. Today, I'll go over the diet and training I use to lose fat and get in a fighting shape. Now, Jake plays a fighter in the movies, but I enjoy watching real mixed martial arts. And one thing I've noticed, MMA fighters not only have athletic physiques, but often have to get exceptionally lean to get into their weight classes. I didn't have to reach a certain weight, so there was no need for me to dehydrate in a sauna, but I was inspired to lose enough fat to match the look. Instead of mimicking how Jake Gyllenhaal or mixed martial artist trains, not that it wouldn't be fun to try sparring and grappling, and it would be a challenging way to burn a lot of calories, I chose to focus primarily on hypertrophy training and continued to try to progressively overload the exercises to ensure the weight loss was fat and not muscle. For strength training, I did full body workouts that lasted about an hour and a half, 3 times a week. For the first month, I trained 4 days a week, with the 4th day being a specialization day, focusing on my weak body parts. I had 3 different resistance workouts I labeled A, B, and C, and I repeated each one once every week. What's important is even though I was in a calorie deficit, I continued to push my workouts and try to add another rep or more weight to each exercise. I trained the same way I did in a lean bulk, maintaining my strength while trimming fat. If you want to learn how to build muscle and develop ageless strength, I'll leave a link to a free guide in the top comment. I ramped up my cardio so I didn't have to reduce as many calories from food. I'll go over the main meals I ate in a minute. First, instead of running, I tried something a little different for my cardio. I trained rucking style on the treadmill 4 times a week. It would be a lot more fun outside, but I could control the variables better on the treadmill. The goal was to burn 300 calories in an hour while walking at a pace of 3.5 miles an hour. To do this, I would need to weigh 200 pounds. So I'd walk with a backpack on, and as I lost 5 pounds, I'd add another 5 pounds to the backpack, keeping the weight I was moving 200 pounds, and my calorie burn the same. I used a chart I got off the internet to estimate how many calories I was burning. I'd seen numerous charts and they all have slightly different numbers, but they were all over 300 calories, so I figured it was a safe estimate. I also made nutritional changes. Because I was in a lean bulk, I was eating in a calorie surplus, requiring me to cut more than the typical 500 calories daily to lose a pound a week. The first step was to reduce the size of my breakfast. My portion of dry oatmeal went from 1/3 to 1/4 cup. After this, I'd add 3/4 cup of no-fat Greek yogurt. I didn't change the size of my protein servings for any meals. Breakfast remained a tasty meal. I topped off with mixed berries, reducing the serving from 1 cup to 1/2 cup. Finally, I had 2 eggs, adding a bit more protein and fat, making a 418-calorie breakfast. One of my weekend treats that I kept unchanged was a 4-egg omelet. It had mushrooms, onions, and some leftover meat from the fridge, or lean steak, totaling about 550 calories. During the week, I enjoyed 2 more meals before dinner, and they were identical. The first change I made to these meals was to swap out the 360 grams of potatoes I was eating for 360 grams of cauliflower rice, saving 207 calories without sacrificing food volume, a key factor in helping us feel full. Each meal included raw carrots and sweet peppers, but for variety, you could cook up some mixed veggies and add them into the cauliflower rice. For protein, I'd have 150 grams of chicken breast and season it with hot sauce or spices. This made for a 388-calorie meal, which I ate twice daily. Now this brings us to dinner. I always enjoy my weekday dinners. They're essentially a massive salad with a portion of meat, usually steak, ham, or fish, and are about 372 calories, depending on what I chose for the meat. On Friday and Saturday nights, I eat with my wife, and it could be anything and always includes a dessert. This has to be factored in deciding how many calories I could eat during the week and how much extra cardio I needed to do. Before I discuss how I prepare my low-calorie Sunday dinner, I should mention that before bed, I'd have a 3/4 cup serving of no-fat Greek yogurt, which is another 100 calories. If you have a few available calories, mixing in a tablespoon of peanut butter, which is another 90 calories, is a tasty way to add a serving of fats. Sunday would feature pork tenderloin that I cut into 300-gram servings. You sear it in a frying pan, brush it with avocado oil, and season it with garlic and steak seasoning. Then you wrap it in aluminum foil and cook it at 450 for about 15 to 20 minutes. Along with this, I'd have konjac or shiitake noodles. The brand I bought was 15 calories for the whole bag. They need to be rinsed and boiled for about 10 minutes. After that, I'd fry them with a small can of V8 juice. The final touch is 2 cups of mixed vegetables, making for a filling dinner under 600 calories. The goal was to finish my cut and get into MMA fighter shape in 3 months, but it ended up taking 4, and I lost a total of 12.7 pounds. If you want to lose fat and are wondering what are the best exercises for fat loss, watch this video next and keep working out while having fun. This is Lawrence from Fit and 50. We'll talk to you again in the next one.